Hey YouTube, um, Kenneth, and this is the umpteenth time I'm gonna try this because my um, my camera likes to stop recording. Um, this is just stuff that's on my mind, and this time I kind of made a list. Um, I've got 11 uh, air guns. Well, air rifles. I've got a pistol or two as well. But I've got a Gammo Hunter Sport, and that is a break barrel. Umarex Gauntlet in 22. The Gammo is in 177. A Hatson Bull Boss in 25. A Benjamin Bulldog in 357. Samyang Dragon Claw in 50 cal. Evonix Max ML in 357. Air Force Texan SS in 30 cal or 308. A Seneca Light Hunter 45 cal Air Arms, which is this guy right here, 25 cal. Benjamin Discovery in 22, and a Crawl Puncher Mega in 25. So it's 325s, 222s, 257. I mean two 357s, a 30, a 45, and a 50. Now, what I wanted to talk about is just some stuff that I've discovered since getting into this, and I think I have roughly been in this about 3 years. And one thing I'm going to tell you is when you get started, unless you just have a shitload of money, take your time. Look at everything, look at as many videos as you can, and remember, this is our opinion. You can ask 10 air gunners who've been doing it for a while, what's their favorite gun, what's their favorite brand, and why, and you're gonna get a different answer from every one of them in most cases. Favorite gun, that still to me is a hard thing to do, because 90% of the time I'll pick this gun up and this is what I'm gonna shoot. But I might take these 3 guns out to shoot, and then when I get started shooting one, let's say I start shooting this one, I might not even move over to the next one. I mean, you get to shooting it, you like it, you have to make adjustment to switch. I do, and I'm nowhere near as good as some of these guys out here. One of the things that I really wanted to talk to you about is I used to wonder why anybody would turn the power down more than what was needed to shoot accurately. So recently I started a new job about 3 months ago, and it's based out of Chicago. Well, when I went to Chicago, I could understand why people either would not want a PCP or would actually considering having the 12 pounds like the British have and Europeans have. It's just not enough space. And I also noticed in Chicago that the gray squirrels are bigger than the ones in Tennessee. The gray squirrels actually are the size or bigger than fox squirrels. And when I was growing up, we saw a lot of fox squirrels. I don't see that many anymore. Where I live at is in city limits, but we have a crazy number of gray squirrels, which hopefully you'll see me hunting pretty soon. But I want you to think about what you have to do this. You have to have a gun. You need an air source, or you have to have an air source. And you're gonna want to think about how much that gun is gonna cost, how much that air source is gonna cost. And then there's other stuff that you never even consider. Well, you need a scope. most cases you need a scope. Some of the guns come with open sights, but you're gonna want a scope. The O-rings, the oil, the pellets, and it's gonna be a lot of pellets. You are going to want storage. Whatever you think you need, go 5 times larger. So I started out with a little bitty box like this, little toolbox. Said I'm not gonna have much. And then I got a toolbox about this size. And then I got a toolbox this size. And all 3 of them, and I still have stuff laying around. 5 times larger. So my next step, so I told you I got one this size. My next step is one this size, this, at least this wide. And part of that is because I want to keep my pellets in my toolbox too. So let's go back to pellets. The first gun I got, I thought shot horrible. But as I dug deeper, I found specific pellets can change your whole thought on a gun. So you're gonna have to try, and that's even same brand. Same brand. You can shoot, say, an 18 grain and then go up to a 30 grain. The 30 grain might shoot better. You might have thought that with the 18 grain that you wanted to throw your gun away. You can ask, you can ask, you can ask. Go with what your eye likes. Remember, I said this once and I'm going to say it again. I usually say it in all my videos. My opinion. And no matter what anybody else says, it's their opinion. So, whenever I do a video on my guns, I don't try to say this one is better than that one. I shoot this one a certain way, I shoot this one a certain way, I shoot this one a certain way. If it came down to having just one, it would probably be the Gamma Sport, which is the spring piston. And the only reason why is because I do believe that sooner or later we will have an apocalypse, my opinion. The gun is self-sufficient, break barrel. These are not. I love these guns, and I only have one spring piston. I wouldn't mind having a pneumatic, actually a Benjamin pneumatic. I'm actually considering buying. And I know SG, I said I was through, but I guess you're right, man. It's never enough. And I say you can't shoot them all. It's hard to shoot them all the time. So if I was going to work with this gun to become really, really good, and I gave it a month that I was just working on it, and then I gave this one a month, when it came back to it, I'd still have to work with this one for a while to get back to where I was. There's another thing that I want you to think about. The settings on the scopes. So you see a lot of people have tape and a little card on the scope or on the gun. You need to think about that too. Now, I've seen people on the real nice guns like this have a card taped to the stock. I'm too scared that's going to damage my stock. My scopes, well, eyes are getting older, so then I have to resort to a book. And when I say your card, for those who are new, for those of you who already know how to do this and have some experience, you'll want a range card with your guns. And in my case, it's just bare minimum. I want to know either how many clicks to get to my next setting, to either step up or step down. So if I zero this gun at 30 yards, what do I have to turn it up to or down to get to 10, to get to 40, to get to 15? You get the drift. Now, with each gun, that's going to be different. Now, in some cases, when I had switch scopes, because I have changed scopes on most of these guns. Matter of fact, on this gun, it's had 3 different scopes. Some of them shoot really similar. Some of them, if you go with a different brand, uh, they don't. So you might move it to another gun and it might shoot really close to the same, and then you might move it to another gun, and for some reason or not, it doesn't shoot close to the same. So with each gun, with each setup, you need to know what you're shooting and how you're accurate. So I need to know the pellet that my gun shoots best on my card. I need to know the distance, what it is set on, how many clicks, what the gun is zeroed on, how many clicks for this yardage, for that yardage. And when I get done, I put the scope back on 0 at the yardage that is zeroed, so that when I get it again, I know how many clicks for this or that. Just things that you should think about. Where to get them from? Me, I don't have the deep pockets, so most of my guns were either refurbs or they are on sale, big discount. So brand new, but I got it on sale. I paid, I think, $11.50 for it. I think it costs more now than I actually paid for it then. This gun, I think I paid right at $600, and now this gun is, you could probably still find it in the 6 range if you really, really look, but most of the places I've seen it, it's mid 7s to 800. And this gun I got for 11 something or another, and this is a $1,500 gun. Now that's not including the scopes, and that's gonna be something else. So I've tried. For me, high dollar. For me, a high dollar scope is $200. And then I have these Penties on here. Most of my Penties are 6x24x50. The Penty scopes ranged, depending on what sale you catch them on, from $33 to $49. That's what I use. I bought two of the higher end scopes. I just didn't see enough difference for me to pay that much money when a $200 scope, I could have, 6 of these scopes if I catch it at the right price, at least 5 of them. If I catch it around $33, I could have 5 of those scopes. I just got so that all of my guns have a scope. Think about what you're gonna do with them. You'll buy them for different reasons. Accuracy. I thought I bought this one for hunting, but it's because it's a very accurate gun. I bought this one for the looks. It's a very accurate gun. And the crazy thing about this gun, this is a Benjamin Bulldog, is when I bought this gun, I didn't see anything where people would say that it was accurate. They would say it's okay. But 30 yards is probably about the farthest I've really tried to shoot it accurately. And man, it's pretty good. And I'm shooting slugs, not pellets. Now I do have some pellets for it, but I'm speaking on slugs right now. This is strictly slugs, and I don't have my little thing with me of what I'm shooting, but I shoot, and here's my brain part, which is what I'm good at, is drawing brain parts. Hunter Supply is what I shoot out of that. I'm still trying to find the pellet that I really like in this gun. So far, I have used Premier, JSB, and the Air Arms pellets. And I just bought a sample pack of Eugens, do believe. So I'm still working on what I like out of this gun. The best that I've gotten out of it right now has actually been not the Air Arms, but the JSBs. And I know JSB makes Air Arms, but the JSB is so far the best out of that gun. The other thing that you'd have to think about is noise level, and don't always think that the caliber is increased size in caliber is gonna be the increased noise size. So like this is a shrouded gun. It's probably just as quiet, if not quieter, than this gun. Which I mean, this is shrouded too, uh, but it's probably just as quiet as this gun. And then I've got a 22 Discovery, a Benjamin Discovery, and it's probably the loudest gun I have. I mean, it lets a crack out like a little 22 does, and it's in 22 caliber. Now, you probably, excuse me, you'd probably be hard pressed to see the difference. So with all the rambling that I have done, what I want you to know is this is all opinion and choice and what the person likes and so on. You'll see people that will talk about their guns and they'll say one is better than the other, and then you'll see people like me who will say, I don't know if I could pick. You know, it's all gonna be you. So look around, find what you like, and just enjoy it, man. And take what we say with a grain of salt. Even the people that I respect the most out in this little hobby of ours, I still take it with a grain of salt. When they're telling me how to shoot, I really listen. I'm not a person who's going to experiment and tune my guns. I'm not going to pay anybody to do it. If I do any tuning, it will probably be to the lower end, like the Benjamin Discovery. And I will tell you something else. I grew up hunting. I like a heavier trigger pull. This is what I guess they call it has a match grade trigger out of the box. It scares me, and it scares me because you could probably breathe on that sucker and it'll fire. And I understand why they do it, because you don't want to know when it's going to fire, and you want as little resistance to keep you from moving the gun when you pull the trigger. This one most definitely is that way. I'm probably going to be in the 6 to 8 pound range is what I like, and this is probably 12 ounces, a pound, 1.1, but most of the time you probably check it, it's going to be under a pound. I mean, that's choices. I'm not telling you what to do except for think about it and take things with a grain of salt. Nothing that anybody says is the law. It's got to make you happy, and your favorite gun probably won't be my favorite gun. You could probably come to my house and you shoot something more often than I would of any of them. The one thing I will tell you, this gun is single fed. One bullet at a time. You gotta load every shot. Magazine. I do prefer magazine fed guns. I can see the fun in shooting the single shot tray sometimes, but most of the time I want to cock, shoot. I don't want to cock, load, shoot. So me, that's me. My opinion is what I like. So you, again, do what you like. I want to thank you for watching me ramble and talk about different things. I will maybe, when I start to clean up my little pile of stuff, show you why I'm telling you to go 5 sizes larger. Another thing that I want you to think about is when you start and you get your first gun, you know the pieces of that goes with that gun. But make you a sandwich bag or something, and right on the bag the name of the gun and the parts, and you put the parts in that. Because when you get, and I do not have a lot of guns. Even at 11, I do not have a lot of guns. But at 11, when I open up my toolbox, if they're not in that bag, I don't know what O-rings are for what gun without having to, I'd have to go to order some O-rings and size them and this and that. I don't know. I used to know just by looking what field probe went in each gun that uses a field probe. This one I automatically know because it's very unique. But, some kind of way identify your stuff, keep it separated. So when I get my station that I'm buying, I'm actually getting two things. One is like a roller storage that's maybe this wide, and the trays are about this long, and I'm just gonna label on each tray the name of the gun that it's gonna have the stuff to. That's something you should consider. That is something you should consider. Still, my opinion. I'm just trying to give you some ideas. Think about it. Let me know what you want to see. I know you want to see shooting, but I've had some bad luck. So anybody who watches my kids' videos where they're riding their mini bike, four-wheeler, motorcycle, I'm getting back to that. As you've seen the mini bike videos, somebody stole the mini bike. I was working with this gun and my compressor blew up. Streak of bad luck. And to me, a $230 compressor, $200 compressor, I have bills to pay. I'm a single man. I have two boys and they live in Kentucky. I live in Tennessee. I go get them as much as possible, spend my money on them as well. So spending $200, it just takes me a little while. So, and the hand pump, yeah, as much as I shoot when I'm making a video, a hand pump would kill me. I wouldn't be chunky, I'd be fit, buddy, but I'd still be complaining. So, considerations for you, man. I mean, just think about it. I'm not gonna say it's not worth it because, sometimes when I'm working on my cars and I stop and I go to these and I say I'm gonna do this for an hour and then get back on my cars, and the next thing you know it's almost dark and I didn't go back to the cars and I've been shooting all day, and I meant to go shoot 50 rounds and I end up shooting a whole 10 of pellets. That's easier to do than you think, guys. So imagine a 10-shot magazine. Now with this gun, I'm gonna go through roughly 3 of them, I believe, before I air it up. That's 30 right there. I only have to do that 10 times and I'm at 300. That's a 10. Now the great thing about that is 300 shots at say $20 for this. 300 shots on my AR. 20. Let's see. 1, 5. That's 15 boxes of shells at $12 a box. Yeah, that's a big, big difference. One of the reasons that I got into pellet guns, and plus, I mean, with the power that they have now, is a really, really good reason to get into it. And they're fun. They're fun. You can get in the backyard and shoot these. In most cases, get in the backyard, shoot these, and you have fun. So I guess I'm at the end of my rambling now, but I just wanted to make a video, get back out there. I will be getting back into it, especially when it warms back up. I need it to be at least 60 degrees where I'm gonna sit outside and make videos. And we got close. We got up to 50, 53, 54. but I don't work on my cars in 53, 54, anything. Yep, you may. Fine. Glad you do. I don't. So, guys, keep air gunning. Have fun. New guys, if you have questions, I will try to answer it. If I can't answer it, I will point you in the right direction. Like I say, there's guys out there that know way more than I do. I do try to touch on the subjects that cross my mind, of the stuff that I found out, stuff you probably need to know, and stuff that you don't see on other people's channels. So anyway, take a look. You'll see the other guns, except for maybe two of them. You'll see the other guns on the videos. You will see those later. And guys, just have fun. Stay safe.